I want to talk about something. Yes, that's the one I want to talk about. So, in a week's time, by this time next Friday, May the 13th, you should expect your fares to go up by 30%. Well, that's what the GPRTU is saying, and they've been cautioning, they've been warning, they've been giving little bits and pieces of warnings here and there, but it looks like this time around they cannot take it anymore. Their spokesperson was in the news, I think, yesterday, and his perturbation was that they've not been able to reach anybody from the Ministry of Roads and Transport. They've not been able to sit down with them after prices increased somewhere in February by 15%, I remember, and then fuel started selling at 6 something at some stations, and then by the end of March again, it had now increased to 10 Ghana cedis per liter, and yes, that was the first week of March 2022, and then April ended, and we are now in May, and it's still selling 10 cedis somewhere, 11 cedis in other parts of the country as well. And they're saying that, well, they cannot take it anymore. Prices just keep going up and keep going up. They are not being met. Their demands are not even being heard. So they have no other option but to increase prices by 30% by next week, Friday, the 13th of May. I'm wondering how you're going to be commuting to work, to anywhere it is at all that you run your business from, or even anything personal from. But that's the headache that we are going to be facing from next week, Friday. And I know your salaries have also not been increased in a very long time. The prices on the market. So was it on Tuesday? Today is Friday.
Yeah, today's
So
Friday.
on Tuesday, I sent my sister to the market. And this time around, we didn't do like the local market. She had to go to Accra. So a small, you know, the tin tomato containers, the medium one. So it used to be 50, 55.
For the small one?
Yes.
For the small one?
For the small one.
You mean the medium size?
The medium
not
size.
The bucket?
Not the bucket. So now they don't even do.
The buckets
so in Accra, main Accra, they don't even do the buckets anymore because the buckets are over 100 Ghana cedis.
Yeah, it's like 120.
Exactly, and people don't want them anymore. Yeah. So now they do the medium sizes, and even those ones, you get some for 60, you get some for 70. Tomatoes.
Are these the Burkina Faso ones or the Navunga ones? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure which ones
that's where the worry too is, because we're also importing tomatoes.
Yes.
At a point when we've been told that we become a net exporter of food, you'd expect that with the way the Agric Minister says that there's no shortage and all of that, we would be producing our own and it will be in abundance for us to be able to afford it at this point when things are getting even more expensive. And we're buying just that small bowl of tomatoes for over 50 Ghana cedis. So what happens to someone whose salary is 100 cedis a month?
It's amazing.
What happens to that person whose salary is 70 Ghana cedis? Because whether we like it or not, there are people who are earning as low as 70 or 100 Ghana cedis at the end of the month. They have to pay utility bills, and that means water, lights. They have to pay rent. If they have kids, they have to take care of the kids. They have to feed. They have to pay for transport to go to work. Now, the price of fuel are going to increase. That means the transport is going to increase as well. How are they going to manage on that 70, 100 Ghana cedis, 150 Ghana cedis? Even if it's 500 Ghana cedis and you have a wife and 2 children, how are you going to manage? And these are the conversations that I expect that our leaders should be having, so they're concerned about the livelihoods of these people who voted them into power. But unfortunately, it's like every time we try to raise this topic or one topic or the other, then they throw it back at us and make it look like we are just conjecturing or it's just propaganda. But this is the real situation on the ground for many people. Many people. How are they surviving? Have we thought about that? And have we thought of what to do to alleviate that pain and the hardship instead of taxing people even more? Because for me, the e-levy, and I'll say it again, I really don't understand the head and tail of even e-levy in the first place. Because you've already taxed me. My income tax has been taken. I'm paying all the taxes. When I buy food, I pay taxes on it. And then now you're telling me that aside communication service tax, I also have to pay e-levy. We're only going to make about 4 million.
And you see,
just about 4 billion.
It would have been convenient.
What can that money do?
It would have been convenient even if e-levy, I said even if, it was maybe a one-time payment, maybe the whole month, for all your transactions below, let's just say 5,000. So below the 5,000 threshold, maybe you just pay 1 cedi or 2 cedi. It would have been more comfortable. Or let's say that if you run a business and you probably transact over 20,000 cedis in a day or something, then there's a general threshold of maybe 5 cedi or 10 cedi. So yesterday, Shanti and I were going to buy something. I didn't have money in my bag. I had money on my Visa card. Their Visa is not working, but for the amounts that we had bought, I was going to pay, was it 45 Ghana cedis when I calculated the Elevy? I couldn't do it. Cedis. Yes, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it because I said, listen. 45 cedis on how much? So it was over 1,000. And you have to pay 45
Yes,
it was 1,000 something. Yes, because it's 2.25%. The other day, I sent 340 Ghana cedis. I paid 8 cedi 50 pesos in total. I sent 340 cedis. So if I'm sending over 1,600, you can just imagine how much that would be. It's expensive. It is expensive. And I was just standing there and I'm like, you know what? I don't know what I am going to do from now. Because if I'm going to be paying this much, and imagine the amount of transactions I probably would have to do in a day. By the time I'm done, I'm probably paying a levy of over 100 Ghana cedis. So it's the weekend. Imagine if you have to do grocery. Now, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. It's fine. I don't want to talk about it this morning. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah. It's okay. It's okay.
It's all good, man.
It's okay.
It's all good. Yesterday, I saw a tweet from Amaya Debra.
Okay.
So he posted a receipt of payments that he had done. And he said, so I used a platform to send some money to my bank via Momo so I can use it here in the US. And then he put the breakdown out. So I think he was paying from his Momo to his bank. And it was 2,556 Ghana cedis that he had to pay. Now, on that platform, he was already paying 20 Ghana cedis. And the e-levy charge was 36 cedis.
Thank you.
36 cedis.
Thank you. That's how
so in total, he's paying like 56 cedis because he's using that platform to send the money. And this is a very popular platform that a lot of people use. And already people were complaining about how high those charges were, but it was convenient. So everybody was like, okay, let me go ahead. But now that e-levy is also adding up to it.
It's too much.
That's 56 Ghana cedis of 2,500.
It's way too much. Way too much. It's a lot.
So imagine you have to do maybe 2,500
That's what I'm saying.
Different
exactly.
People.
What would you do? So that's over 100 Ghana cedis in a day.
That's
just to e-levy.
And above.
It's super uncomfortable, honestly. So if I am complaining, then how about the market woman? How about the mason or the plumber who comes to my home and is done and I ask how much? And now when they leave it to you, you are not even sure what to give to them. Because if I give him 50 cedis, what's he going to use 50 Ghana cedis for? Or even 100 Ghana cedis?
I think I'll need government to also, investigate, because there were people who were sending screenshots on Twitter.
Right.
So they were sending as low as 5 cedis.
And they were still being charged. Yes. There's a reason for that. Yes, because the platform that there's a word some judge used for it. So there's something that hasn't been, for lack of a better word, this morning. There's something that's not been able to there's something that hasn't been configured yet. Okay. So whether you qualify to be charged or not, they still charge exactly. And now later on, when everything settles, they are supposed to reverse the payments.
How long is that going to take?
So that's, and then the other day, so Amaliba was asking the other day that, okay, no problem. If you still insist that you want to charge the e-levy, take it. Even if I'm sending less than 100 Ghana cedis and you're still charging me, no problem. But if you're telling me that you're going to reverse it,
when will you reverse it?
Number one, when will you reverse it? Number two, when you're reversing it, will you reverse it with interest? Because my money is sitting with you or has been sitting with you for enough. Exactly. So for now, for how long it's going to stay with you, we don't know.
Let's be honest.
And if you're going to send it back to me, would you send it back to me with interest?
Let's be honest. So there was a time, I think I was trying to send Momo, and this was even before e-levy, and I made a mistake and I sent it
to somebody else.
No, it's called token or something like that. Yeah. So I realized I had made a mistake. I was trying to send it to someone else, and then it went as token. So I was confused. I didn't know because I didn't use that before. So I called them and asked them, what's the update on this? They said, well, token means that you have to go to the vendor to go and withdraw the money. And this was all new to me because it hadn't happened before. And they said, unfortunately, if you don't withdraw it, then it's going to take you a whole month before we will reverse this. And I said, it was a mistake. I didn't
They
realize
tell you
what I had
2
done.
weeks to a
Why
month.
do I have to wait a whole month before the money is reversed? Can you not just reverse it for me?
Right.
But they said, no, I'm sorry, ma'am, but you're going to have to wait a whole month. And if you do not withdraw the money, then we will send it back. So this is me thinking that, okay, so I'm using a platform. I've just called you and told you that I made a mistake because I thought I was sending the money via this other means. That didn't happen. But I need the money back because I cannot go. And I'll tell you that for like a whole week, I tried various vendors. And they all turned me away and said, I'm sorry, we do not do token. So you cannot take your money from us.
So it means you have to wait.
It took a while for me to get my money. And it was beyond a week. And I'm not even exaggerating. Every person I went to, they'll tell you, oh, madam, sorry, we don't do token. You have to move to this person or that person. So that's I was frustrated. And I was thinking, I need this money to make a payment. Why can't you just reverse it? So now I'm also saying that if even this same network could not reverse my money in a month, and you're telling me that I have to wait,
then government,
so you configure whatever
there's an explanation for it. It's not coming to me right now. I'll get
how long.
Some judge was trying to give the whole explanation as to why he thinks that even the GRA is not ready to collect the e-levy. So that's what's going on. For transactions even lower than 100 cedis, they're charging. And there are receipts out there all over social media, people showing what they are going through. And if you say you're going to reverse it, well, then the question is, when will you reverse it? And if you're going to reverse it, would you reverse it with interest? Because that's my money that's been sitting with you for God knows how long. So are you reversing the money to me with some interest?
But if you're not ready, why start? If you're not ready, why start?
There was even a bigger anyway.
I think I saw that communique from the GRA when they put it out and said that we're not fully ready or something like that. And I was asking questions. I was like, so why state a date and say we're going to implement it this day if you know you're not fully ready? You're causing inconvenience for us. Those of us who may not have extra money and we might need that money at that point. It's your mistake. Why should we be the ones to pay for it? Anyway, happy birthday, by the way, to a very good friend of mine, Ligby Adam Seidu. And he also works as a delivery man. He's so great at his work. And so, Seidu, happy birthday to you. I know you're watching this morning. God bless you. Allah bless you. And I hope that all the prayers that you prayed during the fasting period will be answered. Okay.